Hello everybody, I'm Susan Pohl and I've been a member of Southminster for about 29 years, and I would say that God has had his hand on me for my entire life, but there's only been one time when he actually communicated directly with me, and that is the story that I'm going to tell you now. The year is 1995. My husband had divorced me 2 years earlier, and I was working at St. Mark's Catholic School. I was teaching general music, which was a part-time job, something I had been looking for specifically to sort of transition both me and my children back into the idea that mom is going to be a full-time working person. I enjoyed teaching general music, and I really enjoyed being in a faith community while I was doing that. And one of the nice things about that was that I had run into the music teacher at St. Mary's School in the BSU summer lessons for kids, and so we got to chatting and realized we were both music teachers at Catholic schools, and neither of us was Catholic or had been trained to teach music, but we were doing it. So whenever she needed a substitute, she called me, and I was at St. Mary's several times and really enjoyed that environment. Somehow it was smaller and felt safer and more supportive, and I thought, ooh, wouldn't it be wonderful someday to be teaching at St. Mary's? But for the moment, I was teaching at St. Mark's, and that was good, and I was grateful. Well, for those 2 intervening years, I was covered under COBRA, the medical insurance that I could take advantage of based on my ex-husband's medical insurance. But after 2 years, the COBRA benefits ran out. So it was spring of '95, and my principal said, well, you did another year, are you going to be back next year? I said, I don't think so, because part-timers don't get medical coverage, and I need medical coverage. So I'll probably have to be looking elsewhere. Oh, well, let's see what I can do. So a few days later, he called me in and he said that he had worked out a plan whereby I could teach general music and I could be a teacher's aide and do this and this and this, and I could be a mass assistant whose main focus of job purpose was to get kids to sing, which sounded futile to me, but thought, okay, well, that adds up to 30 hours, which would qualify me for medical benefits. Yay. Total bottom line salary, a whopping, or not, $16,000. Wasn't sure I could live on that. And those other 2 jobs, in addition to the music teacher, didn't really have appeal, but it was a job offer. Something that was significant. So I talked to various friends, and most people were encouraging me to take it because it's known and jobs are hard, and yeah. So I was going to go out for a walk and kind of let all of this mull as I was striding along, and just as I was walking across the parking lot of the city park, I felt the message, the desire of your heart. I can't say I heard it because my ears weren't involved and there was no spoken language, but the words were definite, the desire of your heart. And it came from right here, and I could feel it very strongly in my body, which, let me tell you, is pretty darn weird. So I continued walking thinking, bizarre and significant, but in what way? What does the desire of my heart mean? What is the desire of my heart? I don't know. Well, by the time I got home, I still didn't know for sure what the desire of my heart was, but I was sure that the desire of my heart was not trying to juggle 3 part-time jobs and live on a subsistence salary. So I handed in my resignation and started beating the bushes for a job. 6 long months later, I finally got a job at Micron, working on the line, night shift. I am not a night person. 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., moving parts for $7.45 an hour, which I took happily. It was a job, it had medical benefits, and although the work wasn't particularly appealing, I worked with great people, and all in all, it was a really good experience in a lot of ways. I did something I never thought I'd be able to do, and gave me confidence in myself, and I worked with nice men, which was good because I was sort of down on the whole gender. And so, Micron was a good thing, and lo and behold, after 1 year full-time, I got a call in September, this was 1996, from St. Mary's School saying, "Won't you please come teach part-time?" Whoa. Long story short, I ended up part-time Micron, part-time St. Mary's for 2 years. And all this time, I had been praying, give me a classroom, because I had taught first grade in my former life, and I loved having my own classroom. Give me a classroom, give me a classroom. And after 5 years of praying and no action, I changed my prayer to, okay, fine, whatever, just make it clear. Well, within 2 months, St. Mark's called back, said, please won't you teach part-time at St. Mark's and continue your part-time St. Mary's job. Evelyn called and said she was going to resign from her organ job, could I please take over? My neighbor called and said, won't you please teach my daughter piano lessons? I don't teach piano lessons. Will you play the, yeah, I play. And you're a teacher? Yeah, won't you please? Okay, fine. So I ended up with St. Mary's, St. Mark's again, organist and piano teacher, and all 4 jobs are connected with music, and none of those 4 jobs I had asked for. So I said, thank you, Lord. And that was the desire of my heart, music. And being at St. Mary's. Eventually I quit at St. Mark's, that's another story, after 5 years of doing both schools, and started piano lessons at St. Mary's in addition to the general music and the Mass. And I loved it all. I was at St. Mary's 20 years. So I guess the bottom line is that God is really here and really close and really is deeply involved in your life and knew what the desire of my heart was and how to get me there when I was still clueless. But God is pretty patient and very good. The end.